About a week ago, I posted a poll in the community section of my channel asking which project you guys wanted me to do next, and without question, you guys wanted loot from 100 strikes. However, I'm going to assume that you were able to tell by the title of this video that this isn't strikes, but instead is loot from 100 Gunsmith Engrams. But before we dive into the numbers of the 100 Gunsmith Engrams, I want to let you guys know that starting today, Multilux is hosting a $60 giveaway through their community Discord. This giveaway was made possible by members of the community itself. To enter, simply join the Multilux community Discord if you haven't already by clicking the link that is always in the description and navigate to the giveaway text channel. Once there, just react to this post with your favorite emoji and that's it. You can react as many times as you'd like with as many emojis as you like, but you'll only have one chance to win. The channel will be locked and the winner will be announced on Friday, October 20th at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time. So if you want 60 bucks, you have 5 days to enter, so do it now. For more details, feel free to ask your questions in the Discord. The staff of admins and moderators are always happy to help new members find their footing, but like I said, if you have any questions, post them in the Discord, not in the comment section. But with that out of the way, let's dive into the loot from Gunsmith Engrams. The Gunsmith is interesting, to say the least, when it comes to what you can receive from him. In other videos I've made in the past, I've made claims such as you can get almost every weapon in the game from the Gunsmith, and after opening 100 Gunsmith Engrams and documenting the drops, this is true. The only weapons you can't receive from the Gunsmith are Vanguard weapons, Crucible weapons, Trials weapons, and Raid weapons. All other weapons are available through the Gunsmith. In addition, the Gunsmith also rewards shaders, as well as rare and legendary mods, and because of the complex nature of his loot pool, I'll be breaking the numbers down per planet, so EDZ, Nessus, Titan, IO, etc., and then doing sections for each type of drop as well. Also note that due to the fact the Gunsmith has well over 100 potential drops, opening only 100 engrams does not solidify drop rates at all, and everything I say should be taken with a massive grain of salt. If you're a veteran to my project videos, I always do a summary of the drops at the end of the video, but for this project, due to the massive loot table, I instead will give you a timestamp to each section. On screen now is a table of contents showing the times to skip to see the drops from each of the 4 planets, the time to skip to see the weapons exclusive to the Gunsmith, where to skip to see the shaders, and of course, for the legendary and rare mods. So if you don't have time to watch the entire video and are looking for a specific weapon, you know where to go. So let's start with the European Dead Zone. The EDZ has 10 weapons that are available in total: Scathelock, Call to Serve, Bad News, Minimum Distance, Lincoln Green, Complex Solution, Hawthorne's Field Forge Shotgun, Cartesian Coordinate, Flash and Thunder, and Show of Force. Of these 10 from 100 Gunsmith Engrams, I received 6 of them. These 6, all ranging from 1 to 3 times. Now, as I stated earlier in the video, and will probably state multiple times, I only opened and documented 100 Gunsmith Engrams. The 4 weapons that I didn't receive, I can't confirm or deny their placement in the Gunsmith's loot table, as my sample size was way too small. And of the 10 EDZ weapons, the 6 that I got alone accounted for 11% of all weapon drops I got. That being said, the only thing that this truly proves is that weapons specifically tied to the European Dead Zone can in fact drop from Gunsmith Engrams. Next, let's look at IO specific weapons. IO has 8 weapons that are available: the Velakidin, the Rattler, Balligant, Unspoken Promise, Widow's Bite, Tarantula, Blue Shift, and Behringer's Memory. Of the 8, once again, I received 6 of them, and again, ranging from 1 to 3 times total each. Now, had there only been 2 planets possible, and not 4, I could assume that the Gunsmith only has 6 of each of the planet's weapons that are possible. But you'll see later in the video, when we cover Titan and Nessus, this isn't the case. However, one thing that is slowly becoming apparent is that weapons, no matter where they are from, when dropped from the Gunsmith, have roughly a 2% chance to drop no matter what, and this trend will continue throughout the rest of the video. So on top of the fact that both EDZ and IO weapons can in fact drop from Gunsmith Engrams, they also roughly have a 2% chance to drop each. Third on the list of planetary weapons is Titan. Titan, like the EDZ, has 10 possible weapons, those being Solemn Hymn, Tone Patrol, Annual Skate, Dead Man Walking, Foggy Notion, A Single Clap, Swift Ride, Negative Space, Nox Echo 3, and Huskow. Switching up the consistency from the previous 2 planets discussed, of these 10 I only received 5 of them. However, these 5, like IO and the EDZ, each dropping roughly 2% of the time. I stated it earlier, but this is the only consistent factor among the weapons dropping. I'm driving this home and it's becoming repetitive, but it'll all lead to an interesting statistic later in the video. But let's keep going and round out the planetary weapons with the Nessus. Nessus, like Titan and the European Dead Zone, also has 10 weapons in the loot pool. Uriel's Gift, 765, Shattered Peace, The Last Hope, Agenda 5, Out of Options, Shepherd's Watch, Shock and Awe, Moss Epoch 3, and Orthus. But like I stated, breaking the mold of the 10 possibilities, only these 4 dropped. Again, roughly 2 times each. Now, as I stated, what's interesting, before we get into the Gunsmith exclusives, I received a total of 53 different weapons. 6 from the European Dead Zone, 6 from IO, 5 from Titan, and 4 from Nessus, totaling 21. These 21 weapons collectively dropped 38 times, or 38% of the time. When you look at the total number of different or unique weapons, which, as I stated, was 53, 21 is 39% of 53, 39.6 to be more exact. But 39% of all weapons dropping coming from 38% of all possibilities that I received tells us that roughly every non-gunsmith weapon drops about 2% of the time. To further break this down and to make it simple to understand, the gunsmith doesn't prioritize any given weapon over another, outside of the fact that 60% of the time he favors gunsmith exclusive weapons and 40% of the time he prioritizes non-gunsmith weapons, which, to be honest, is as expected. However, we haven't talked about gunsmith exclusive legendaries, so let's do that. Gunsmith legendaries have 30 different possibilities, at least when it came to what I received as drops. Now, I'm not going to list them all like I have for the planetary weapons, as that's a huge waste of time. Instead, I'm just going to do what I always do in these videos and put every weapon on the screen and talk about anything that stands out. You'll notice right off the bat that some weapons, such as the IMSAT HC4, the Cadenza 43, the Acantha D, and the Jiangxi AR4 are all slightly more common than all other weapons I've mentioned in this entire video. This would be interesting had I opened, let's say, 1,000 Engrams, but as I've stated, this was only 100. So while these weapons were more common, I'm going to simply blame sample size. However, I will note that weapons such as the Antiope D and the Banana and SR4, which are highly sought after weapons, are among the rarest weapons, but they also sit among 21 other weapons, which also dropped 1 time each. So while I could say that they are rare, I'm just going to say that they are just as rare as every other weapon in the game, at least when it comes to Gunsmith Engrams. But this isn't everything the Gunsmith Engrams can give you. We haven't talked about shaders, or mods, or exotics, so let's keep going and talk about shaders. Shaders in total dropped in stacks of 2 to 3 each, dropping about 38 times, totaling 96 individual shaders. The Gunsmith, however, only has 8 unique shaders that it can drop, and he cannot drop shaders from other locations. Those 8 shaders are Amalon Camo, dropping 6 times total, Suros Modular, dropping 12 times, Viced Field Scale, Haka History, Viced Poison, and Haka Camo all dropping 14 times each, Amalon Meteor dropping 10 times, and Suros Tone dropping 12 times. This doesn't tell us anything really other than the Gunsmith has 8 unique shaders that drop in stacks of 2 to 3 about once every 3 Engrams. Riveting stuff, I know, but hey, now you know, let's move on. So next on the list is mods. A lot of mods dropped, 146 total, ranging from rare to legendary, and from solar attack mods to warlock class item mods. I'm not going to go through each one. I'm not even going to put them all on the screen because there's way too many of them. Instead, I'm going to tell you the key information that I think you want to know. Gunsmith Engrams will always drop at least 1 mod. That 1 mod could be rare, and it could be legendary. 45% of the time, the Gunsmith Engrams will drop 2 mods, again without any preference towards rare or legendary. However, when a mod does drop, it has a 7% chance to be legendary. And based on my incredibly inaccurate, you should take this info with a grain of salt, only 100 open sample size, that legendary mod has a 1.89% chance to become a kinetic weapon attack mod, which the community considers rare. But again, it falls in line with everything else at roughly a 2% drop rate. But like I said, please take this information with a grain of salt. Not just about the mods, but the entire video as a whole. I can't stress this enough. This isn't definitive information and only a baseline, but we have one more thing to talk about, and that's exotics. Over the course of 100 Engrams, when it came to exotics, I received 2. The Sunshot and the Wardcliff Coil. There's not much we can take from this. I can't even accurately say that exotics have a 2% drop rate, because both of the exotics I received dropped within the last 4 Engrams I opened, meaning I went 96 dry without seeing a single exotic. My sample size of 100 engrams that I've mentioned so many times in this video is simply too small. So while I assume, based on the fact that majority of the weapons that dropped 2% of the time, and comparing this to the 2 exotics that I received during this test, it's safe to say that exotics probably have a 2% drop rate. But at the same time, I could open another 100 and receive no exotics, and that same drop rate could drop to 1%. And without further testing, I can't justify confirming a 2% drop rate. I can only say it's probably a 2% drop rate. Now guys, it's probably obvious that this video took a long time to make, so if you found it interesting or enjoyed the video at all, I'd really appreciate if you hit that like button, and of course, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe. Also, again, I'm going to remind you that the Multilux community Discord, my community Discord, is doing a $60 giveaway, so if you want to enter, be sure to click the link in the description and make your way to the giveaway text channel. Regardless guys, thank you for your continued support. Loot from 100 strikes is on the way, but with all that said, I'm gonna get out of here, say my name is Matt, and I'll see you guys next time.